not fully started yet.
Mm, dang.
Mm.
I missed an opportunity to horrify the audience. I think I left my phone downstairs. Oh well.
I haven't chugged much. We
Yay.
are
Good
on
for you.
Hello
Yes.
Twitch. Welcome to the Saturday night stream. This very special edition of the Saturday night stream,
The Grumble Edition.
the Grumble edition, where we have spoilers.
Yeah.
If you have
It's
not seen the seventh episode of The Mandalorian, we're going to be ooh, why is this so jank? Spoilering that first, so why are we so jank here? Oh god, we are really jank.
aw.
Okay, we're evening out.
Hey,
That was that was a thing. You
is
also
it day?
cut out really bad there, bun. What you say?
I said it's not running bad for me.
One skipped frames detected. That's alright.
It's happening for me. It's weird. You're weird. You're all weird. My house is weird.
Alright, yeah, so if you have not seen the seventh episode of The Mandalorian, we're going to be talking about that first, and then we're going to talk about the rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Garb.
The rise of Garbo.
That'd be a better name for it.
The
Probably.
rise of Kimchi. I have a freaking pickaxe here somewhere, don't I?
No, I need to get more spruce. My puppies, look at them. Oh, I wish I could make sweaters for them. It
Hello,
took the dog.
Waffle.
Yes.
Hi, Waffle.
Hello.
Weeful, woofle, waffle, wooble.
Waifu, careful there.
Waifu. Hello, waifu. Did you make me a sandwich?
No, I didn't.
Take
Not
off your
yet.
shoes and get in the kitchen.
And
So
get,
I'm Bucky Waifus now.
and get him pregnant.
You're everybody's waifu now.
Oh,
Congratulations.
damn it.
That means
Yeah,
she's
and
gonna get you empregged.
you are mpreg
Um,
with triplets.
Force
One boy,
triplets.
one girl, and one other.
So, speaking of force triplets, no, I'm not gonna get into that until we get into the movie spoilers, but oh my god! Are they gonna be bad when we get into it? Because I learned something today.
Okay.
Oh, did I learn something today? Alright, I want to talk about The Mandalorian first, right?
yep.
It was an exciting episode.
So, episode 7 of The Mandalorian. The client is. No. Give me a moment, would you?
Are we going to sleep tonight?
Next on bed. So it's debatable.
So, no, but I should get inside. Dang it. I'm going to lose out on all those spruce saplings. And those are valuable. I'm going back for them. No, there's enough to make one giant spruce. I guess that's good enough. I wanted to work on my roof. I guess I could still work on my roof. So what are you working on, Ace?
Probably gonna work on my house more.
Cool. Me too. I'm gonna make it look weird, but it's mine, so I can do what I want with it.
Yay! I need to make a new sword.
Mm. Aw, it fell on the ground. I need that. Need that one set of stairs. My house is so weird.
Is it? What's up?
Yeah, it's weird.
Womp womp.
I have returned. I am in bed.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. I'll get in bed now. Yay.
Alrighty, so. The Mandalorian man.
Man.
Man. It's the adventures of Man.
Yep.
The manliest man to man.
Mhm.
Yes.
Manningly.
Yes, manly.
He will man at you. In the
Mhm.
most manningest way, man. So what do we think of The
Yep.
Mandalorian this week?
It was exciting.
Yes, it
Lots
was.
of action.
Plenty of action.
Everybody excited for the next episode?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's see if we can rescue Baby Yoda from the evil clutches of Moff, guy whose name I can't remember.
Mm. Yeah. I don't remember him either.
He had a very
Mm.
memorable name then.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I'm not good with names though, so it's not really fair to judge if I can't remember it.
I'm totally judging that you can't remember it.
I'm the person in the room that will go, "Hey, you," and then
So
just kind
you're
of
what, all of
pokes at
us
you.
now?
Oh, okay, fine, whatever. Let me not have. Don't let me have my thing where I am bad at something. Mm.
Hey Ace, are you good with names?
No. Believe it or not, I'm not.
What?
I'm not good with names.
Is
I'm
anybody good
terrible
with
with names.
names?
That is
Mm,
bad.
I don't know. My sisters both are pretty good. Well, my younger sister especially is like one of those people that it's like the one thing she's got a photographic memory for.
A photographic
Weird.
memory for something she's heard, eh?
Well, for names
Hmm.
specifically.
So she can only remember them if she sees them?
She can put names and faces together really easily.
Um, it's a joke about the photographic memory thing.
Oh, I don't
You wouldn't have a
get your joke.
photographic memory if you were talking about names.
Oh, okay, so the auditory memory.
Yeah.
I don't know. If she was introduced to someone, she could remember their name really
I need
well.
wood.
Ah, I just fell. Oh, that took like 3.5 hearts off my life. Don't do that again.
Maybe some sort of stone, but I need wood. Where's all my spruce wood? Damn.
Mm, grow some.
I have been growing some. It's all over the freaking place.
I'll cut it down.
So I've got to have some in my storage, is what I'm saying.
Pat. Oh,
Somewhere in here, there's a fucking spruce wood.
I stole all of your spruce. Not
God dang
really,
it.
Why do I not have any spruce?
because I stole it all. I'm gonna double down on that lie.
Ass ton of taters, apparently. Seriously, where the fuck is all my spruce? Good God.
Mm.
I don't have any? Hmm. Well, that's not true. I have 2 planks and 5 slabs. Return the
Mm.
slab.
Return the slab.
Do some
Or
sort of
suffer my
stone.
curse. Alright, are we going to continue talking about the Mandalorian or not?
The Mandalorian, yes. So what do we think's gonna happen?
Well, maybe Baby Yoda will do some major force shit and kill everybody, or at least all the
Maybe.
bad people.
I had you at the first one. Baby
Mm,
Yoda just murders everyone.
he could, and then he eats them all like that were
Is
created with
Baby
math.
Yoda gonna have to choke a bitch?
Hmm.
I think Baby Yoda's gonna have to choke a bitch.
Most definitely.
There's also something that happened in the episode. Baby Yoda choked a bitch.
Mm. Yep.
Hello, dinner. Sorry. Yeah, we're doing some spoilers. Spoilery,
Yep.
spoiler, spoiler.
Yoda used the force choke and used the force heal.
Oh my god, a force heal. That makes total sense. That ding 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 ding.
Hmm.
Use the. Why does it do that? I don't like that. That's new and I don't like it.
There was a dragon thing.
Yeah, they were flappy dragon things, and I got an erection, and I know I've got other iron bars in here somewhere, not just that particular grouping. There we go.
I
One.
have lots of pumpkins. You know what that means.
You have lots of pumpkins in the Mandalorian, man,
Uh,
man, 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 man,
no,
man, man, man.
I won't do it, I promise. But I am so tempted to make a bunch of jack-o'-lanterns.
Oh. Is there a desert near us?
Don't know.
I'm
There's a
not that I know
jungle.
of. I'm thinking that IG-11 is gonna have something to do with. Yeah, that's a retard. I think IG-11 is gonna have something to do with how they get out of it when he goes into protect baby mode.
Mm-hmm.
Because Queel definitely said he was going to program it to protect the baby, right?
Yeah,
And
hopefully.
that's going to be its primary directive. So,
I want to know why they were able to intercept the communications, and if they were, why didn't they intercept them sooner?
because they weren't making they weren't doing communications prior. Remember?
Hmm.
That was the first
No,
time they
that's
used the
true.
communicator. The episode was when Mando was talking to Queel about getting back to the
Yeah, but they intercepted it immediately.
ship. I forget the name of the
Like,
ship. Does anybody remember the name of the ship?
no,
No.
Damn. We've all got
like
good
I said,
memories.
not good with names,
We've all got
even
good
if it's
memories.
Yep.
yeah. Thanks for the memories, even if they weren't so
And
good.
Dinner says his favorite part of the new movie was Wedgie. Who was in the movie all of 3 seconds.
That movie
Maybe.
was.
We'll get to that in a minute or two.
I was just gonna say that movie was awful, but yeah,
Whereas The
the
Mandalorian
worst.
was
Like the
really
stark
good.
contrast. Yeah, very stark contrast there. It's like how to do like characters and plot development and how
Also,
not
that
to do
episode was written
characters
and
and plot.
directed by the woman that wrote the Asian woman, I might add, that wrote and directed episode 3 as well.
Yeah.
So, 2 of the best episodes so far this season.
Cool.
Written and directed by a lady.
Yeah. And an Asian lady, as you said, because there was a reason to point that out. I don't know why.
Because a lot of people want to point that out. She said, though, that she doesn't want to be thought of as a woman or an Asian. She wants to be thought of as a director and a writer.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. Why would you want to be thought of as a thing or, a category?
I'd like to be
Gender.
thought of. I would like to be thought of as a
Apache attack helicopter?
I was gonna say a comfortable duvet.
Okay then. I accept that answer. I'm going to come and I'm going to come and sit on you now.
My sexual identity, my sexual identity is a Star Destroyer. There.
My sexual identity is a jellyfish. Glub glub.
I'm a bunny.
That's not really of the sea now, is it? Not going to be your
I'm
sexual
a
identity.
I'm a bunny.
So I'm. Oh, gosh. I wonder if the other Mandalorians are going to be.
They will have to come and rescue him. I bet maybe that'll happen.
Also, really wondering who that dude in the cape was at the end of
Yeah, I hope they don't just like forget about that.
that episode on Tatooine. I don't think they're going to. That episode on Tatooine.
Oh wow, jungle's this close.
You know,
Yep.
that episode on Tatooine where they landed in Moist
Yeah.
Isley.
Yeah.
I poop on the pronunciation because I love.
Yeah. I
If I didn't love, I wouldn't have just sat through their 2.5
Ace, did you get a
hour
parrot? Because I just heard one.
2.5 hour video on the rise of Skywalker.
Oh, and that's a load of horse hockey. I just censored myself.
Space Horse cocky. I mean,
Uh,
spoiler. Oh god, it was such a. Anyway,
kind
The
of like
Mandalorian is really, really, really good.
um,
There's
I've
character
got
development
yeah.
and.
I've got to say something. Ace was talking about the jungle. My missing parrot just showed up. That what?
Hey.
How'd that happen? It just took him that long to fly here. Oh my gosh. All right, go back to the subject. I'm sorry.
So anyway, yeah, Mandalorian man, really good, really, really, really good. And I don't.
Yes.
We need to get Kevin Feige directing his own Star Wars movie
You
if we're
think
going
Yeah,
to
we
continue. If we're going to continue with the Star Wars movies, we need this. I'm in
yeah.
bed.
Well, we got to get Disney to realize that shitting on the original,
I think they might because this movie has not
they
done well in theaters.
mm,
It just bombed in China,
yeah, it's
like
like
pretty hard. I
they
guess
have
they were hoping. I guess they were hoping to make up a bunch of money in China, and China was like,
um we like the original Star Wars in China.
"Oh God, I need to be right back."
How does make it feel like nerds? It's like nerd central. Of course. But it is like Disney does not give a shit about our opinions unless they give a shit about our wallets though.
yeah,
I'm glad I can't own everything legally.
think that's gonna stop him?
Mm, I don't know. When they start seizing people's children to work at uh in their parks by like slave
Yeah.
labor, they'll reinstitute slavery.
They're gonna kidnap orphans and make them work
Yeah,
as
there's
if
two
really
Endermen right outside my house and a skeleton. I
fun.
wish I had my bow. And I don't have any arrows. I don't think I have a bow either. Ah, that's a zombie right outside my house, being loud. I'm startled. Oh, I hear a little zombie. Going,
I see a spooter.
as long as oh nope, that wasn't a little zombie. That was my parrot imitating a zombie.
Really?
Yep,
They do that?
they do that. They imitate the mobs.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny until you have a heart attack.
What? What? So yeah.
Yeah, they will hiss, and it kind of sounds like the real thing. So, yep, laugh it up.
Nice.
Mhm. Ouch. I fell faster than the block I broke.
Huh.
I beat it to the ground. It landed on me. I was standing on my roof and I broke a block. I need to get me some food. I'm not healing. I don't think I have any coal. Oh yeah, I do. There's some coal. You want to go make a fire pit, and then I don't have to waste charcoal to cook constantly. See, go like that, like that. I'm gonna build a fireplace inside my house.
Sounds good.
Yes. What's you? White wool,
Sound
stone.
good.
Yes, very goo. I wish I had a brown. They had brownstone, like of some kind. Not like the
Oh,
house, but like I guess close as you could get. Well, clay, but I don't know.
are you forgetting about
Alright. Sorry about that.
Like stained clay or whatever.
Am I
But
here?
yes, you're here.
Did
Alright,
anybody go to
Sorry,
bed?
you weren't in bed. Well, laid in
I
bed, but
have been in bed.
oh well, I
I
thought.
was in bed the
Well,
whole
I didn't.
time.
I was laying in bed and nothing happened, so I assumed you forgot to lay in bed. You in bed, Ace, or are you not going to sleep?
I ain't getting bid.
All right. I'm surrounded by mobs out here.
So did we
And
talk
my
about talk more about the Mandy Man?
No, we were waiting for you.
Honestly, it's kind of like a blur. Um,
Well, they he formed a posse basically, or got a group together
yes,
and
yes,
went.
yes.
I got spiders and zombies and all kinds of stuff, and probably a creepy others creepers. I have to come. Oh, there's a creeper following me. Two creepers following me.
Do you fear the creeper?
Nope. I just fear the damage they can do.
Well,
Well, I
that's
don't fear it, but it's a pain in the ass.
it's a
It's more of
pun,
a
but
pain in the ass than I don't know. Fuck you.
oh, okay.
I'm
Damn,
talking to the
Barn.
creeper, not talking to the creeper. I'm sorry. Fuck you, creeper.
Speaking of creepers,
Speaking of creepers, we're going to talk about that movie next.
Yeah.
So the Mandalorian, he got called back to the bounty hunter planet by a bounty hunter man who was waiting for him with a posse, and the plan was to go and kill the Imperial leader. But the plan was actually to lure them back and double cross them.
Mhm.
So
Of course.
Mandalorian man stopped and picked up Cara Dune and Queel, the I have spoken guy, with his what do you call them, blurgs.
Yeah.
It's like we'll bring the
I like the
blurgs and
blurgs.
IG-10. IG-10's all like tea because he
Mhm.
had found IG-10 and rebuilt him, and nature versus nurtured him back to the light side.
Yeah. He's
hmm,
like the droids aren't inherently evil. The people who program them and influence their
Mm-hmm.
programming and circuitry and all that. And the Mandalorian's like, but it's in. They remembered it's in the metal or
It's
something
in
like
their
that. I don't
metal.
know. It's in the metal.
He doesn't like he doesn't like droids. That's what it is. He don't
Mm,
like droids.
nope.
nope.
The droid bit him as a child and
Mm-hmm.
killed his family. Probably.
Just a little.
He was bit by a droid as a child. I have
Why?
hunger sickness because I ate rotten meat. Because I was injured and hungry. And I just felt like it. Occasionally, you just feel like eating rotten meat.
So
Give
they
me a
were
break.
okay. So
Go
they were
ahead.
westerning across the planet on their blurgs
Yes.
with the posse of knobs.
Yeah.
And they
And
set
they're
up
at
camp, and
roasting.
they were roasting marshmallows and baked beans from Mongo,
Yeah.
when all of a sudden
A
Nicole the
dragon
dragon
swoops
swoops in and tries to eat the blurgs in them.
and slashes the boss guy on the arm.
Yes.
And then Baby Yoda just comes on over and is like, hold my beer.
Baby Yoda comes over and just starts chewing on him.
Yeah, he's gonna eat me. The guy actually said that. And then he force heals. Just closes the wound up.
Three, three, 4, 5,
And so
6.
then they get to where they're going, and the
The double
guy,
cross
what's
is
his,
about
I
to
can't,
happen, and the bounty hunter guild man turns around and is back. Pew pew.
and kills his own men.
And he's like, we were gonna
'Cause-
double cross you,
but I can't do that. So their lives weren't worth much, apparently.
but since your
Mhm.
baby Yoda healed me,
Mm, yep.
I gotta go
I
one more
mean,
this way and
it was
break that.
probably his idea to do the double cross, and then here he is killing his own dudes. That's kind of shit, actually, if you think about it. Shitty.
I have a sneaking suspicion that he's really not that bad a guy.
Yeah. But the guys that he shot hopefully
In all,
were because,
you know,
yeah.
all in all.
Yeah.
All
Hopefully
right,
the guys he shot were awful because otherwise that's kind of really shitty.
Yeah.
I ate more
those
rotten
men
meat and I
had
got sick again.
families.
Maybe.
Families.
Mhm.
So yeah, and then they get into town and they put the Mandalorian in bindings and they lead him into the place to meet the dude.
Mhm.
And he's all creepy, licking up on the Mandalorian's cheek and
He's very.
hi.
That's some nice armor.
That's some
I wouldn't.
very lovely armor there you have. The
Wouldn't mind.
Mandalorian's like, get your paws off me, Joe Biden.
Yep.
Alrighty then.
Yep. And then
And then
they're
he's
like,
like, I'm gonna look at the baby. Let me see the creature. And
but the
like, the
baby's
baby is
sleeping.
sleeping. Don't wake the baby. They don't care. They were gonna kill the
We'll
baby.
be. It's like we'll be quiet.
But we'll be quiet. And then they got a phone call.
Uh-huh. Convenient phone call thing.
I'm gonna let that go because of rule of cool. Because what happens next is so freaking cool.
Mm.
He's answering the phone. He's talking to Moff, whatever his name is. And then all of a sudden, pew! Sniped right through the window, and then pew 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 pew
Yeah.
pew pew pew. And
You know what,
we finally
actually?
meet the only stormtroopers in the entirety of Star Wars that can aim.
Yeah. Oh, but actually, remember the episode before, or was it the episode before where he was teamed up with his guys and they betrayed him and he left him in the prison?
Yes.
Remember when you see the android that's in or the droid that's in the ship still? He's looking at the message before the Mandalorian had seen it. So what if he alerted the Empire just in case, like,
It's entirely possible.
and that's how they found out about it, and that's why they came to meet him. That I bet that's exactly what happened.
Tis entirely possible.
Yep.
I just took out some raiders.
Nice.
For it.
And then
I
the
had I had them kill each other.
whatchamacallit comes down, the TIE fighter, and it does the planetary landing,
Yeah, which is
Oh,
pretty cool
that's
looking.
cool.
which was cool
Never seen
looking.
that before.
Kind of impractical, but I'm gonna rule of cool it again.
Hmm. Yeah, if you're
Gotta,
going to be like, not feasible, at least be cool.
yes.
It's not impossible, but
Let's
it's
see.
still cool.
It's not really impossible. It's just impractical.
Yeah, but it's really cool.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but I still like the whatever the monster things are that they ride. I can't remember what those what were they called again?
Blurgs.
Say blurgs. I like that. I like them. I want one.
Love their names. Blurg.
Blurg.
Blurg? No blurg.
Blurg.
It's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think I can math good. Let's find out.
Yay. I'm sure you can when you put your mind to it.
Yay, I have mathed well.
Yay.
Yay.
Yay. So, yeah, then he comes down and he's like,
Oh wait, yeah, you
I don't
forgot.
really know.
They
He was just
sent
like,
they sent what's his name? Quill
oh, yeah, they
with
sent
the
Creel with the baby
yeah,
back to the ship,
yeah,
and the
and
communication
he's
got
racing.
intercepted.
Yeah, the yeah.
And I think Creel is dead,
Yeah, pretty likely.
which I'm not fond of, but
But you know, it's
does
like
add
sometimes,
gravity to the
you know,
situation.
we don't need people to be miraculously healed for no reason.
They're
Unlike some
miraculously
things.
alive. Yeah, we're getting to that. We're getting there. We're getting there. I don't want to get there. I really don't want to get there.
Yeah. The
Can,
most undeserved bullshit
it's like, can,
garbage.
can we hang out back here and talk about stuff that's actually, good?
Yeah, I guess so.
For a little bit longer?
Just a little bit longer.
Weep, weep.
Ah!
Whoa, are you alright, Ace?
Fell in a monster pit.
Oh no, you fell in the Sarlacc pit
Now
with a
you're going to be
1,000 years
slowly
of agony.
digested over the next 1,000 years.
1,000 years of agony.
Oh, this isn't good.
Who built cobblestone on a tree? Don't tell me I'm the one that did that.
Did you cobble a tree?
I didn't remember doing that.
Huh. Alrighty then.
But I may have, but I don't remember. I deny everything. Oh no, died in the Sarlacc pit.
Bastard zombies. Hang on.
Rip in peace. I'm just
All right,
watching the sun go down.
do we want to sleep? I'm in bed.
Well, hang on. I want to get my revenge.
I am
Oh,
totally in bed.
Revenge of the Sith.
Have your revenge. Revenge of the Sith who will die but not really, but come back later, 30 years. What? Oh, my brain. My brain. So yeah, Moff Dude lands and he's giving him an ultimatum, and there's a bunch of stormtroopers outside along with a squad of, were they Death
Marines,
Troopers?
maybe. Some
Wow.
badass with black armor instead of the PVC piping armor.
I think they're Death Troopers. Like, Dinner can correct me if I'm wrong if he's still watching.
Yeah.
But
You correct him. You
yeah, and then it's on a cliffhanger. We gotta wait for the next episode, and after the next episode, I do believe we will binge watch the entire season. We'll bring Grum along for the ride, and
yeah.
maybe do some more podcasts on the entire season.
Yeah. Also, he did pronounce that correctly. We've changed Grimm's name to Grom.
Also, I think next week we'll probably be basing the podcast around the Witcher series on Netflix. So more
Oh yeah, that's.
spoilers.
I
Spoilers.
entirely, I entirely forgot about that.
I
It
need
might
to
be.
I need to build myself like a podcast wall
Mm-hmm.
with signs that
Yeah.
say spoilers ahead and such. So
Mm-hmm.
anywho, speaking of spoilers, there's some spoilers on my Twitter maybe.
Maybe.
Your Twitter.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Also, we're gonna set a release schedule for these. They're gonna be live on Saturday and
Saturdays.
go up on YouTube and BitChute as video on demand on Monday. Also, any audio requests, drop them in the comments and I will See about getting them up on your favorite podcast audio thingies. So there we have that. So yeah, Mandalore Man was good.
Mhm.
The Manny Man.
You like saying it, don't you?
The Manny Man was very good.
Man.
Which brings us screeching to a halt into the next section of this particular program, unless somebody's got something else they'd rather say about the
Bring
Mandalorian.
it on, bitch.
I like Mando Man.
Mm,
Mando Man
Uh,
is the best.
yep.
I can't math.
That's okay. We'll math for you. I got a free bow. No arrow.
So
Oh no, I got arrows. Cool. Cool. All right. So on to visual and auditory garbage.
on to browner pastures.
Uh-huh.
Star Wars Episode 9 came out this
Uh-huh.
week.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
The Rise of Skywalker, or the Rise of the Skywalker. The movie itself can't seem to make up its fucking mind, so the title crawl said something else than the title, so I guess
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway,
it happened. It
so
definitely
yeah,
happened.
it exists. Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of shocked that it does
Oh
exist.
my god.
I can't believe they let that leave. I can't believe they let that out for the public to see. Honestly, and I'm surprised the fan fiction writer they stole it from isn't suing them.
I could not believe that ending when Sanak the Hagehog just appeared suddenly and ejaculated directly into Emperor Palpatine's eyes and shouted, "Gotta go fast!" And then blew up
Yeah.
the new super duper 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 deeper galaxy sized Death Star.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just astounding.
Yeah. They skipped the sun size or star sized one, huh?
Yep. So, in case you can't tell, we're actually describing what would have been a much better movie. Oh my god. All right, like I said, I went into this movie expecting I I was genuinely expecting a train wreck
Garbage.
into the world's largest dumpster fire. And I was not fucking prepared.
I
My
was.
my brain is still hung up on parts of this. And you know the part I'm
Oh,
talking about, right?
Yes. Oh yeah. I
Okay.
called it, by the way. I called it.
The
I
only
did.
reason
I did.
the only reason she called it was because, and I quote, "This is the
No,
dumbest fucking thing I can think of."
but I did. It's just like immediately before they said, next thing you know, they're going to come out on
They
space
will.
horses.
Oh god. Let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
In the beginning, a silent Kylo Ren is searching for the other movie that apparently happened during the text crawl, where Emperor Palpatine is suddenly back and he's built a fleet of Star Destroyers. And he's broadcasting this fact to the entire universe for some fucking reason.
He seemed like a good idea at the time. Yeah.
No one will ever foil my evil plan so long as I let everyone know exactly what it is right now in this expositional text crawl. Right?
Yes.
Right. I'm so evil.
Evil.
So, my brain. Okay, so Palpatine is back, and before this movie even became a thing, when there were still rumors of Palpatine coming back, I said that if they have to bring Palpatine back, that means they have completely failed at this movie.
yep.
And I stand by that statement even now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
apparently another movie entirely, besides The Last Jedi, happened during the text crawl,
Mm-hmm.
and we're just now getting to see the consequences of it. Palpatine is back, and Kylo Ren is on the world's fastest quest for the magical McMuffin to take him to wherever Palpatoad set up shop.
Mhm.
And he finds Emperor Palpatoad, and Emperor Palpatoad uses the Force power to raise his army of Star Destroyers from out of the snowy ground
Mm.
in a show of power for no apparent reason except for to, look cool.
Yeah. Well, the
And so
little cool, but it doesn't apply when there's so much garbage
and
on the
so
screen.
now Kylo Ren, who was totally gonna murder this fucker a second ago, is like, "Oh, okay, cool. I guess we'll join you." And now the First Order is the last order, or the final
Mhm.
order, the final solution, the final order.
Yes.
There are no the only solution is to drink bleach after watching this fucking movie. Oh God.
No, don't worry. The movie will bleach your eyeball.
Movie will bleach your fucking brain. I'm still not sure if I saw the movie or had a stroke halfway through it and I'm in hell right now.
Well, we saw it also, so
Well, I can't trust you. You're a hell hallucination.
no, I'm not.
Oh my God. So
I'm only like 50% demon.
Emperor Palpatoad's all like, find the. What did he say? Find the scavenger. So Kylo goes on a scavenger hunt, but to find Rey because reasons were not yet told.
Mhm.
Ugh, God. And then we cut to Rey.
Yes.
And then we cut to Rey. And what is Rey fucking doing?
Practicing
Practicing? What is she practicing?
lightsaber swordsmanship.
No. Well, sort
I don't.
of. The bitch is
Mm.
fucking flying.
Mm.
We cut to the scene
Oh
and the
yeah,
bitch is
that.
fucking flying.
She is levitating.
She can fly. And she's got little rocks orbiting her. She can fly.
No.
She's not a Mary Sue. She can just do everything and now she can fly.
She's Mary Jesus.
And
Mary
she can
Jesus.
fly. I don't know why she can fly, but.
She's given virgin birth to herself.
Oh, that's coming later, by the way.
Yeah, uh-huh.
There's something regarding that that's gonna be a thing.
Yep.
So yeah, she can fly, she can run through the jungle, and Kylo Ren's kind of interrupting her, and she trips, and tree falls on BB-8. Ha 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 ha
Yep.
ha. Comedy.
And unfortunately he doesn't die.
Damn, buddy.
I don't.
I'm
Why
I don't like.
joking.
why all the BB-8 hate?
I don't know, cause it's just R2D2 light. The
Oh God.
BB-8's fine, but what about the autistic one?
Oh boy.
Fun fact: I believe that was voiced by J.J. Abrams.
Huh.
Wow, really?
Yee. So Jar Jar Abrams voiced the autistic droid.
Mhm. Nice.
Oh my God, this movie. This movie. All right. So what happens next? They
Um.
realize they need to find this magical McMuffin to take them to where Emperor Palpatoad is palpitating
Mhm.
to stop him. How
Mhm.
many people even knew of the Emperor?
Not
I
many.
don't know, but everybody knows now. It's like a celebrity.
So they really should have been able to find him by his Instagram then, is what you're saying to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
So they go hunting for Emperor Palpatoad. Or no, the magical McMuffin to take them to Emperor Palpatoad. And they're like, nobody knows what it looks like, but Ray just happened to find a description of it, a perfect illustration of it in Luke Skywalker's high school diary that he
Mhm.
left on what you call it there, that planet that
Yeah.
they were on. He
Right
was on.
after the chapter about how dreamy Leia was.
Star Wars and incest, man. What is it with Star Wars and incest?
I'm in bed.
Uh,
I know that now.
hold on, I gotta get out of my off my roof.
I tell you.
All right,
So, like, nobody knows this magical MacGuffin, but Ray's like, oh,
but
here it is
everyone.
in this book. And so they go
Yeah,
to this sand planet where this magical McMuffin is because I guess they somehow know it was there by the illustration in the book
yep.
and Emperor
I'm in bed.
Palpatine's Instagram where he's posing with it on that planet.
Yeah,
So they go there looking for this thing, and there's a big party going on that only happens every 40 odd years,
it's
and
Space Mardi Gras.
it's like 40 years since the first movie premiered, so that's the shtick there.
Yeah, but 40 years is different on different planets. So I don't know. Okay, fine, whatever. But
Don't you
it is
logic
like
at this movie?
the space Mardi Gras. They even give Ray some beads, but she doesn't show her tits,
This
which
movie is a. And the aliens get all offended because Ray didn't show her breasts when she was given the beads, so they kill them all at the end.
that would have been a better ending.
Oh no! Oh god! So they get some kid. It's like, oh, what's your name? And she's like Ray, and C-3PO's like, well, she wants to know what your family name is. I don't have one. Sad, 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 sad.
Hmm.
She's so sad, guys. Don't you feel sorry for
She
Mare
has
Ray
the
Sue?
orphan. She has the orphan musk all over her.
She's got the orphan musk all over her, and they can just smell it.
Hmm.
So, oh god, this movie is so stupid. Uh,
Yes.
and then they're
Never a
then
truer
Kylo
statement.
then Kylo Ren fucking uses the Force to find Rey
And snatches the
and
beads right off her
snatches the
tits.
beads right off her boobuses, and he's hands them to somebody else and is like, CSI Miami this shit and tell me where she is.
It's like he could see her. He could actually physically snatch the beads off of her, but he couldn't kill her or whatever he wanted to.
Impregnate her.
Like, yeah, space impregnate her with space Jesus.
So the trooper he hands them to fast travels to the CSI lab. Zoomin enhances them, fast travels back, and is like, "Oh, they're on this planet." And then the stormtroopers fast travel there immediately and are like,
Hmm.
"Hey, it's these people that we're supposed to be looking for." How the fuck did you get there so fast? I mean, I know
Space
they said
magic.
there was potential like first order trooper patrols in the area for these kind of things, but
Space.
that still doesn't make much sense.
Space magic.
All right, space magic. They stole the secret of fast travel from Littlefinger from Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of similarities to Game of
There's a lot
Thrones,
of fast travel, is what I'm getting at
and
in
there's a lot of
this.
fast travel, but there's
That makes
also
no freaking sense.
yeah.
Like a lot of the timing, like the pacing in the movie is horrible to start with, but a lot of it just does not make sense.
It's fan fiction level writing, and I mean I don't. I mean, but actually that's kind of an insult to fan fiction.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, it's an insult to fan fiction to say that. But I think they took someone's fan fiction without their permission and turned it into the script. I'm not being facetious or anything.
So the
Every
First Order
time.
stormtroopers like, hey, we just teleported into combat somehow, so we're gonna go after you, and then they're rescued as the trooper takes a arrow to the eye.
Hmm.
And they get on this transport, and it's Lando Calrissian.
Yeah, fan
And
service, yay!
everybody remembers Lando, yay! And he knows
But
exactly the McMuffin they're looking for and kind of where to find it, so he points them in the right
yeah.
direction.
And you know the people who wrote this movie only know Lando Calrissian because of a Family Guy reference.
Possibly. Possibly. I'm not
And
discounting that possibility
Disney
at
owns
all.
Disney owns Fox now, so they own Family Guy.
So they get going in the right direction, and they're being chased on this little cool little skiff thing by a bunch of troopers. And a couple of them have jetpacks. I can't believe it. We've
Mm,
never seen a jetpack in Star Wars before.
yeah.
And everybody's just blown away by the coolness of the jetpack, even though it completely proves to be absolutely fucking useless.
Hmm.
So they're getting away from these guys, and they're shooting the jetpack troopers, and they're shooting the other troopers, and their skiff gets blown up, and they land in the sand, which kills them immediately.
Except it doesn't.
Instead of dying, they fight their way out of the sandy people. They're the sand troubles.
No, no, wait. Isn't this the part where? Oh, wait. Is this the part where they magically end up in a weird quicksand tar pit
Yes.
that leads
And
them to home?
they've landed in this Folger's dark roast bean pile,
Except it
which we
wasn't
didn't.
there at first.
Except it
It
wasn't there
magically appeared.
first. It just magically appeared later after the danger had passed in order to become new danger to get us all like excited
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah,
And they get sucked down into this quicksand pit of death.
yeah.
And Palpatine cackles in his lair, and that's the end of the movie,
Hmm.
right?
I wish. Yes.
Don't we all wish? Don't we all
You
wish?
and your rose tinted glasses.
Uh, so this magically ex machinas them into the exact place they need to be.
To find a thing that
To,
isn't the MacGuffin, but tells them how to get to the MacGuffin.
oh, this is the stupidest fucking part. How long has this Sith dagger been there?
Since a long time ago.
Since
I don't know.
it's an ancient thing as far as we're told,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
This
yet,
from before
okay,
the
well,
movies, like
anyway,
in yeah.
they find the Sith dagger there, and C-3PO can translate it, but he's not allowed to
But
say the Sith
it's against
language
his
because it's against the New Republic or
his
the old
programming.
Republic's programming. They wouldn't let him speak
Because it's
Sith.
absolutely retarded for them to do that. Because what if they needed to translate something important, like information from
Also,
a spy?
didn't Anakin program him?
Well, no, 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 that never happened. That's foolishness.
Okay. So anyway, he can't translate, so they're like, okay, we need to go
Crack his
have a
skull
droid
open.
hacker crack his skull open and you know
Erase his hard
feast
drive.
feast on the gooey innards inside.
Yeah, and he's like,
And
"Okay,
he's
we can
like,
wait."
no, no,
No,
I don't want to do that. You're assholes. You're
and
all
they're like,
assholes. I don't like any of you. And they're
yeah.
like, come on, we're gonna do it anyway. And 3PO's still like, no.
But he goes with them because, yeah,
But he goes with them because yeah, and then they travel to this planet where they meet this. There's first order troopers all over the place. This is the second quest, by the way. I'm not sure how many experience
they.
points
I
they got for the
mean,
first quest.
but essentially, this would be like them asking a person to take the chance and pull a loaded gun, like put a loaded gun or a blaster to their head and pull the trigger. Like they're
Oh
asking
wait,
C-3PO
we
to
we
give
we
up his.
missed we missed a bit when they get out of
Yeah.
the pit where they're blocked by a giant fucking slug snake thing,
Oh yeah,
and oh
and it's
no,
like
it's injured. We don't know why
sort
it's
of
injured,
creepy.
how it's injured, what the hell it was doing when it was injured. Apparently, there was a scene that was cut where Rey injures it because she was fighting it and then feels bad, so she force heals it.
Yeah.
But that was all cut, so she force heals it. We've never seen
Well,
force healing
maybe they
before,
cut the
and
scene. Maybe they cut the scene where they all accidentally ended up in a tar pit that was like super visible.
true, true.
Ugh.
So we've got this thing, and she force heals it, and we've never seen her use force heal before. We have no inkling that she knows how to use force heal, and apparently it's she's giving up bits of her life force in order to heal this thing,
Yeah.
which I don't know if that's how that's supposed to work or not. But anyway,
Who
I'll digress and
knows?
we'll move on. They get out of that, and they're going to the second ship because the first order has put the boot on and impounded the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
So this other dude that was
They
looking for
gotta
this
pay them
McMuffin
fines.
This other dude who was looking for this McMuffin who died in that pit, and apparently, was it Poe doesn't like bones,
Yeah.
which never comes up ever again. I
He
guess
just
that's
is
that we
creeped out by. I mean, honestly, it's like bones are
okay.
creepy, spooky, scary skeletons.
Spooky, scary skeletons. So
Send shivers up my spine.
Ray hears something with her vampire hearing and goes out to investigate.
stare into the sun.
stare into the sun, and
Yeah.
it's a TIE fighter,
Mhm.
and it's TIE fighters that can travel super duper duper super fast,
Yep. And she's just standing there
and
watching it.
it's coming and it's coming and it's coming
And they
forever.
send Chewie after her.
And
Because
Chewie and Finn go after her, sort of.
well, Chewie goes and then Finn goes looking for Chewie, and Chewie is captured.
And Chewie's captured and put on a transport ship.
And there's only one ship besides theirs
Apparently, there
around.
were two.
There were two, they said afterwards. But oh wait. Continue with the Tie Fighter. Tell them about the Tie Fighter because that happens
So the
in.
fucking TIE fighter, which is going zoomy fast, is coming up, and Ray's got time to just stare at it for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it felt like
And
20
it's
minutes.
coming, and she turns around. It's Kylo Ren's TIE fighter, in which he's got the first magical McMuffin.
Yeah.
And remember, we've seen TIE fighters slam into walls, and even if like the main part of it survives, we assume that people inside are dead, by the way, in
Yeah.
previous installments of this.
Mhm.
She runs forward, does a backflip, and cuts the wing off the TIE fighter. The TIE fighter explodes, the other wing goes flying off, and the middle part goes rolling down the hill.
Yeah. Maybe they cut the scene out where Kylo Ren bailed out before it exploded.
Or they cut the scene out before where his airbags went off and his seatbelt
Yeah.
saved his life, and he was
Yep.
wearing his helmet.
Yeah.
So
Seatbelts save
apparently,
lifeguards.
somehow he managed to survive this, and the magical McMuffin, which can be squeezed until it breaks into 1,000 pieces, survives somehow as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was up his butt.
Apparently, I guess he ate
They
it.
cut that
It was
scene also.
he's just stuffed it up his ass while going, Lord Vader, fill me with the dark side.
Oh, that's his grandfather, right?
I don't think they give a fuck.
I know
We're
they don't.
we're
It's
gonna
like
get to we're gonna get to just how fucked up this is in a
he
little bit.
stares smolderingly at the Darth Vader's ruined helmet, and he's just gonna. As soon as they cut the camera away, he's unzipped his dick and he's
I'm in
inside
bed
of
by
it.
the way. So Chewie's got the
IMC.
knife when he gets captured, and
Yeah, the knife is a map, by the way.
Kylo Ren's exploded. He's dead. Ray's watching the transport take off, and she's like, "No!" And she reaches out and she grabs it with the Force,
And Kylo Ren pops up. I'm not dead,
and she
and he
somehow
grabs it with
holds
the
it.
Force.
She somehow holds it with the Force, and she's pulling the ship that's about to go into hyperspace down to her somehow.
Kylo Ren comes in, and they have a tug of war.
And Kylo's like, "No, that's my toy." And he grabs it too with the Force, and he's tugging on it. And she gets
And Ray
angry because
gets really mad,
she really wants to play with that toy, and she force
like you
lightnings it and
can't have
it
it.
explodes.
Yeah, if I can't have that toy, no one
Jesus.
can. And then she screams, Chewie! But she has the same expression she always has on her.
And we're all like, "Oh God, Chewie's dead!" And fucking Finn screams too. And then
I'm like, no, Chewie's not dead.
and 2 seconds
Chewie's not
later,
dead.
Chewie appears, and apparently Kylo Ren just kind of left and let them
Yeah,
leave.
yeah. Well,
He
letting them
was too busy getting the MacGuffin out of his butthole to put
probably.
into his new Tie Fighter is what it was.
All right, thank you for sleeping.
Oh God, this movie, Jesus Christ.
It's the
Yes,
best movie ever.
it's horrible.
So
Oh,
2 seconds later, we see that Chewie's still alive.
yeah. I was like, he's not dead, guys. They're
Like,
not
come
gonna do
on,
that.
like. So they go to the planet to get the brain doctor to work on C-3PO because C-3PO is clearly consenting to this.
Not really.
And they get there and they're looking around. The First Order stomping around, busting people's heads, cracking people's vases, and just generally
Mm,
linking them in Legend of
being,
Zelda.
yeah.
Oh my God. So this woman shows up and she's got history with Poe. And Poe used to be a
And
spice smuggler. Such shock.
yeah.
Such backstory, riveting backstory, and that's all the backstory we get, by the way. Apparently, he and
Um,
this woman had a thing, and she's pulls a blaster on him, and she's got other
she's still wet for him though.
spice snugglers with her, and they're all like, "Grr," and Ray's like, "I'm a Mary Sue," kicks all their asses, and then they're like, "We love you now.
Yeah, I
We'll
know. It's
take you
like,
to our leader."
Oh my god.
oh,
It's just like, fuck.
Who's this little cute puppet that everybody loves?
mm.
he was cute. I'll admit
Yeah.
that was cute. And the cute little
He
puppet's
cracked
like,
open
I'm gonna crack open your skull and fuck the things I
skull.
find inside.
He's called Skullfuck C3.
And C3PO's like, I'm just taking one last look at my friends before my memories are
My
irreparably wiped and I'll never be
his
me again.
I would say his garbage people who are going to basically have him kill himself for the greater good,
My
even though he doesn't want to.
my reaction to this one is exactly. I was watching Angry Joe, Other Joe, and Alex talk about this for 2.5 hours, and they had the same exact reaction as me with this. I'm taking one
Mm.
last look at my friends, and they, as soon as Joe said that, the one of the others piped in and said, "What friends? They're not there. Luke and Han
Yeah.
are dead. Leia's someplace else, and Chewie's
And Chewie's
captured.
captured. Yeah.
These assholes are just fucking you."
Yeah.
So
Do you
he
think?
heroically sacrifices himself for his friends, never to be, whole again with his memories.
Uh huh.
Rip
Right.
C3PO. He's so dead now because
Totally.
and he reads off the Sith thing and it's a bunch of coordinates and they print out the fortune cookie paper
And
within.
he doesn't have a. It doesn't have his voice either when he's reading off the coordinates. He has someone else's voice.
And then in a random scene of I don't fucking know what, the lady that hates Poe is like, "Oh, I've got this other random MacGuffin here that'll help me get into any place that I need to, even if it's, you know, top secret, high security, first order shit."
Yeah.
It's like,
Magic
what,
MacGuffins.
what?
This movie should have just been called the Star MacGuffins.
So they're on their way off the planet, and she's like, "Here, take this MacGuffin that I had. I'm going to give it to you. It's my golden ticket anywhere, but here you can have it
Yeah.
because the power of
It was in
femboners compels me."
it was in her vagina all day and now it'll be in his pocket and that makes her feel better.
She's like, "You make my Vegeta so hard. Here, take this thing." And of course, every ship in the universe, no matter how old or new, has a magical slot for this fucking thing.
Yeah, it's like a quarter slot ride that you have outside of a grocery store. It's like
So Ray's like, "I sense Chewbacca on that ship."
of course
And
because of the power of stupidity and plot convenience
because the
and
power of plot contrivance, yes. So
yeah.
they go on to the Star Destroyer, which is one of the Emperor's Star Destroyers, which totally can't leave the fucking formation and planet it's on because of the force storm outside. At least until it clears in 16 hours or so. The entire movie takes
Yeah.
over place over the course of 16 hours, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just putting that into
Damn son.
perspective for you.
We actually literally we started watching last night and just finished right before we started the stream.
So they get on this fucking Star Destroyer, and the First Order guard's like, "Who the hell are you? Let's see some credit," and they just blast the shit out of them.
Yeah.
So Poe and Finn go to rescue Chewbacca, and Rey's like, "I sense something that I need
Uh-huh.
because the
The
script
magic
told
thing.
me so."
Yeah.
So she fucks off, and they rescue Chewbacca, and they give him a blaster, and these three Rambo their way through this fucking Star Destroyer so hard that I actually said, "Fuck a fleet, just put these three assholes on every Star Destroyer and let them go
Uh-huh.
Rambo on their asses."
Yeah.
By now, their body count's higher than fucking Hot Shots Part 2, and oh, come on, that was a good reference.
Hug.
Jeez.
Second.
And all of a sudden, the script remembers, "Oh shit, they're not Superman." So Poe
They're not
gets
Ray. They're not
so Poe
supposed to
gets shot in
be.
the arm, and they get captured.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You guys.
And
Yay.
fucking Ray sneaks into Kylo Ren's bedroom, and she's reading his diary and
She's
going through his Teen Beat magazines.
rubbing her clit on Vader's helmet.
Oh God, Bunny, this is why we can't have nice things.
Nah, but it is true.
And
You know
Kylo
she
Ren's
is.
like, "I see you, but I don't see where you are." And they have a lightsaber fight, despite the fact that they're nowhere near each other somehow.
Yeah. You don't
This is
even
worse
know
than the
that they're
Mardi
not
Gras
no
fucking
no.
beads.
Listen, the way they frame it, at first it looks like he's in the room with her, and then suddenly she's out on the planet he's on. So I don't know if it's a hallucination on her part or if he's
No, it's because of
projecting
their
himself.
force bond.
Yeah,
They've
their
got a strong
force.
force bond.
Yeah, his penis is stuck in her vagina for
And
eternity.
for some reason they've got this strong force bond, but twins born of Anakin Skywalker and Amidala don't have any force bond like this.
Yeah. Well, they had they did have a little bit of one. I mean,
Yeah, but
it
not that
was like
hard.
no,
No,
they
these two are fucking transmitting like they're transporting shit over
he's
through time
fucking grab.
space.
Yeah, he's grabbing stuff off of her through time space and
And she
physically manifesting in his fucking hand.
they're
Oh.
having this lightsaber duel in this weird time space of theirs, and one of them chops the podium, and he sees Vader's helmet, and he's like, "She's in my bedroom." Which I don't know why he couldn't tell because she had a pair of his boxer shorts sticking out of her pants. So like the whole fight.
Yeah.
So he's like, "She's in my quarters." And they're all like, "Oh, we're gonna go get her." She loots the whole fucking place, brings
Yeah.
all the shit to C-3PO, and C-3PO's like, "Who the fuck are you?" And she just kind of hangs everything on him, and he's like, "Where the fuck am I?" He's just a couple hours into his binge drinking weekend.
He's like, I'm a protocol droid, not a coat hanger.
I might need some help with this because the rest of this one's fucking fuzzy. I don't remember how they get off
Okay.
this fucking. Oh yeah,
They get their shit.
they get captured. The three get captured, and they're
And
taken
about
to
to
be
be executed.
executed.
Of
And
course, they don't execute them right there in front of the boss.
what's his name? Well, they
He's
don't
like,
want to do it in the hallways. They'd have to clean up that mess. They ignore the other corpses in the hallway. So they
yeah.
go they go to the fucking closet to be executed. And what is it? Hux.
Uh,
General Hux is like,
the
"Let me
blind,
have the gun.
blonde guy, not blind.
I'll do this." And he's like, "Pew pew pew," and he kills the stormtroopers with him. And he's like, "I'm the fucking spy, bitches,"
Yeah.
Yeah.
which
Alright.
makes all kinds of sense. He fell through a plot hole into that role,
Yeah.
and
And
so
he's
he
not a
leads.
spy because he believes in their cause. It's just he doesn't
It's like,
like how they
I
run.
don't care if you win. I just want him to lose.
Yeah.
Man, you're just fuck already.
Oh, but his
Just put
dick is
just put
stuck
on
inside of Ray.
just put on the Vader helmet and you'll be good to go.
No,
So
I know his dick is force stuck inside of Ray, so he can't.
he leads everybody to the Millennium Falcon. Is like, "Get the hell out of here! Shoot me in the arm." So Finn shoots him in the leg. They're like, "I don't. This is my hot body. I'll do what I want."
Yeah.
And of course, his traitorous thing, which could have been an amazing subplot, could have been fucking fantastic. He's like, "There was a traitor. They shot me in the leg and escaped with the help of the traitor." And the other guy's like, "Yeah, that's you." Shoots him in the fucking chest. The end.
Yeah. What if he was wrong?
Okay,
But he
thanks.
wasn't. He wasn't. But yeah.
Thanks for letting that subplot go somewhere, guys.
Yeah.
Thumbs up. Clappity clappity.
Yeah.
So they escape and they've
A
got the
puppet
McMuffin.
lost its head because of him.
A puppet lost its head
So
because of him.
yeah.
Looked more like a Funko Pop than a puppet, but okay.
But yeah, it was a puppet.
So they're on their way to the McMuffin planet, which is where the Death Star crashed.
Uh-huh.
You remember the Death Star, everybody? You remember? Do we remember?
Mm-hmm.
Does everybody remember?
No. I don't.
Nostalgia! I remember the Death Star blowing up in space into a nothing.
Yeah.
Atomizing in space.
There wasn't stuff left.
I remember the Death
There was.
Star Part 2 atomizing in space.
Yep.
But apparently there's enough wreckage to fall on a planet.
I thought it was actually a ancient Death Star that was from before the
Nope.
movies. I was confused because why is the
Nope.
ancient MacGuffin
Okay,
in it?
we're gonna cover the McMuffin here in a minute.
Well, one moment. I need to be right back.
Okay.
This is
Oh
too
yeah,
much. It's getting
we
creepy.
need a break from the stupid. It's okay.
Yeah, you need a break so that you can edit out
Yeah.
my comments about things
Ugh.
that Ray did.
I need a fresh cup of bleach.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me
you need to
too. I
bleach
think
your ears and your eyes and your nose and
I'm
your
gonna go
nose.
hop in. I'm gonna go hop into bed and go get myself a cup of bleach.
All right, I'm in bed.
Oh, me too. Me too.
You in bed, Ace?
I guess we'll.
Yes, there you go.
I was gonna say. I guess we'll find
All right.
out.
Good morning.
Yeah, be right back.
All right.
Oh my God, this fucking movie. What a disaster.
Yep.
Oh God. This small break in
I hear a kitty. Or
podcast
was
is
that
brought
squeaky door?
to you by Meow. Hey,
Pat, 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 pat.
why is your tail wet?
It's not gravy again, is it?
It might be. Kitty kitty.
Careful, if it isn't, you might regret sniffing it.
Well, it's the only way to find out.
Yeah, I guess so.
Hi, other cat.
I'd
Beardy.
say there is another way, but you do that.
I'm not tasting it.
Oh, people would pay to see that. Tail gravy.
Please tell me we didn't just invent a new furry fetish.
It's gravy tail.
Tail gravy.
Tail gravy.
Come on, cat. Quit trying to claw me. Because I need a drink and the fucking Star Wars movie happened.
You should have just seen that scene that was on that fucking movie.
Star Wars?
No, this movie that I was just watching, I almost pissed my fucking pants. It's about an old actor that fucking, like back in the day, I can't remember his name, Rick something or another. And his stunt double was
You know
waiting
what
to
I think
fucking
about the
do
Star Wars
something
movie?
or something
I
like that.
think
And
that the
Bruce Lee
Star
was
Wars
fucking
movie is
outside
like
talking shit.
the original bad trailers for
So he
Sonic.
got like into a verbal argument with
I mean,
Bruce
not
Lee.
saying that
And
Sonic's gonna be a
fucking
good movie or a bad movie. I
yeah,
don't
the
know,
guys, Bruce
but
Lee fucking tells him, oh,
it's
I'm not
like
a
you
friendly
don't believe it's
competition. And
real,
Bruce Lee
and
does this
maybe it
little
wasn't. Maybe this is
kicks him in the
all a
chest,
joke.
knocks him on his ass thing. So he goes, all right, little man, try to do that again. So Bruce Lee fucking went to try to do it again, and he just grabbed him by the leg and threw him into a car. It was fucking hilarious. And
I'm
this is
actually
all based on true events.
going to mute because I need a potty break.
Okay, I'm here. Oh, I can keep talking and you can cut it out later. Blah blah blah. Hold on a second. Are you still here, Dinner? And no, we're not talking Shrek right now.
In the back.
Welcome back. And actually, just to the bathroom. Mm. I'm trying to organize my inventory because it is not at all. Sorry, Christmas music's in my head. We went and looked at lights tonight. I know you know. I was talking to the stream. I don't know. Mm, I don't know who's watching now.
Me neither.
Mhm. Oh gosh, excuse me. I guess I'll put all the wood stuff in there. Do, 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 do. Ugh, excuse me.
Indeed.
I need an axe. I think I will get a chance to go looking for iron tonight. I'm still working on my house and my inventory, and I keep getting distracted by everything. I have the worst ADD. Old Betsy, what's that an achievement for?
Oh, Bessie.
Ace got an achievement and another achievement. You just achievement.
Are you pillaging the village?
I think he killed a pillager. You killed a pillager, right?
Yep.
Ace? Am I
said yep.
back? I'm back?
Yes, you're back. You're back.
Okay.
I said yeah.
So, where were we?
Oh. All right. So the Death Star and the dagger.
Yep, they get to the crashed Death Star, and it's on this planet, and it's in this ocean that's got a bunch of waves just trashing the place.
It's like a tsunami on steroids.
And so they meet the people that are living on this planet, which are former First Order troopers,
Uh-huh. That were
apparently,
conscripted into service
and
as children.
who were like Finn. They were just like, nah, fuck this, we're leaving.
Yep. They were all kidnapped and forced to join, basically, is what she said.
So when they go in, yeah, when they got to their first assignment, they were like, nah,
Yep.
and
This is what happens
finned
when
their
you
way out of it. And
force people into servitude or whatever.
the leader is like, well, you can't cross the water now.
It's not safe.
It's not safe. The first thing is the dagger's got a slidey thing in it,
Yeah,
and
like a
somehow this
some kind of
ancient
surveying tool.
Sith thing matches up with the destroyed pieces of the Death
Yeah,
Star.
the dagger's like got notches in it. It looks kind of like I thought it was going to be in a key, but it's like she holds it sideways and lines it up with uh, the wreckage, and it matches up to some of the wreckage. And the little
Somehow.
thing that curves out has a little arrow and points to something. So of course that's where you need to go. Of course, she has to be standing. You would have to be standing in just the right place too. You'd have to be standing in just the right place. The wreckage would have to not have moved since that dagger was made.
Despite
The
the tidal
MacGuffin,
waves.
yeah, the MacGuffin would have to be in the same place, and who knows how the wreckage might be affected by the tidal wave. Assuming it's like a regular or a planet like Earth, a Terran planet, that's probably a saltwater ocean.
My head.
It's like that stuff is metal and all right, I'm done. I mean,
I mean,
I'm
it
logic.
just fell through a plot hole and landed in the perfect spot is what happened.
It yeah.
So she knows exactly where to go, and she's like, I don't want to wait. I'm Super Ray. I don't need to wait,
Yeah.
do I? It's like you need to wait.
Yeah.
We're gonna wait until tomorrow morning when the waves calm down. So they
And
go
she
and they start
steals a boat.
repairing. They go and they start repairing the Millennium Falcon,
And she stole the boat.
and she steals a boat and goes anyway. And
Mhm.
Finn's like, God damn it!
Cuz she's a dick. She is a total dick. A self-centered piece of garbage.
And she's hopping through this wreckage, and we're supposed to feel tense, like, oh God, she could have fallen, but she can fly.
Mm.
Yep.
She can fly, and she gets to the intact throne room, which is still intact somehow.
Amazing magic. Space magic.
And she sees a door, which still somehow works.
Yeah. No power on that thing, but it's her the power her force powers open the
And
door.
the MacGuffin, which is I guess it's like supposed to be a Sith holocron, is still in its containment thingy.
It's still MacGuffining.
It survived the crash somehow.
Yeah, but then yeah,
So she
so she's just
snatches it up and has a battle with her dark self.
uh-huh, and her dark self knocks her to the floor, and she drops the
Oh,
MacGuffin,
oh
and
no,
it flies across
she dropped her McMuffin and it landed butter side down.
the Kylo runs there magically.
Yes, because Kylo.
Yeah. He
He used
picks it
fast
up.
travel.
Nope. Yeah, and he picks it up,
He
and what's
picks
he
it up
do?
with his foot hand,
His hand looked like a foot.
and this thing that
Oh,
survived the Death Star explosion and subsequent crash into an ocean and the ocean
he
for 30
squeezes
years.
it, squeezes it in his foot hand, and it shatters.
It's so stupid. I'm sorry.
But it's
It
okay
survived. It
because
survived the explosion, the atomization of the Death Star, except for that part of the Death Star which survived
yeah.
when crash landed to the fucking.
Well, you know what? It probably the case it was in was probably really well padded. The throne room it survived the crash and was obviously sealed, except that door just opened as she walked toward it. So anytime anything just if it's motion sensor, anything might have flown near it, it would have opened. But how did she get in there? Was it exposed to the air, or was it solid and she forced her way in, or did she come through a different door?
I don't know. She scrappered her way in.
Maybe she teleported in with
She used
her
her
force.
scavenging powers.
Yeah, maybe. She had a
So
blowtorch in her vagina.
Kylo Ren's all like, "You broke my toy spaceship." He stomps his feet and he breaks her Sith holocron toy. I'm in bed, by the way.
Okay, I didn't know it was dark. I need a.
And she gets all butt hurt, and by now Finn and the other lady have walked across the ocean to get to where she is
Yeah,
because
I think they actually had another boat. To
they
be
would have been in
fair.
actual danger. They could have showed us them splashing across the water.
Yeah, no, but they were there just in time for to be too late.
They were there just in time to be completely useless, and Finn's like, "No," and Rey's like, get out of here, nerd." And Force pushes him
Yeah,
away while she's battling Kylo Ren on this
yeah.
ship, and the
She's
water
lucky she
splashing
didn't kill him.
everywhere.
Hold on, I gotta plug my headset in. Keep talking.
And they're fighting in the water, and you pew 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 with the lightsabers,
It's like, and Kylo Ren's soaked and she's not,
and this
and
big tidal wave comes, and she flies away from it. Like I said, she can fucking fly. She jumps, but whatever, same fucking difference.
yeah.
God damn it, me. I'm so stupided by this thing, I'm forgetting what I'm doing.
That's okay.
So, they're fighting, and Kylo's beating her. So,
Off.
yes, Kylo's
I'm
beating
beating
her
myself off.
off. And Leia senses this somehow, I guess, maybe.
Power of the Force,
And
but she
she
never. Wait. Okay, yeah. Oh. That's
she
something too. Go
she
ahead.
walks away, and the butt-eyed alien from the first of the new trilogy looks
Yeah, the
directly into
orange
the
with
camera,
sparkles.
looks
Yeah,
directly into the fucking camera, and expositions what's going on.
yeah.
She's going to use the last of her force powers to attempt to make a long-distance collect call to Kylo. I mean
Yeah.
Ben. And with the last of her force powers, she goes, "Ben." And he's like, "Mummy? Blue milks, blue milks, blue milks? Did I collect enough good boy points this month to get some chicken tendies?" And he drops his lightsaber, so Rey catches it and stabs his ass.
Uh-huh.
And then she's like,
Right in the
"Oh my
tummy.
god, Leia." And he's like, "Oh my god, Leia." And she's like, "Oh my god, I've stabbed you." And he's like, "Oh my god, you stabbed me." And then the Death Star explodes, the whole planet just is destroyed, and
Oh
that's the end of
no!
the movie.
Wait, no. First, they start making out, and then Sonic shows up and ejaculates.
Oh my god, this is so fucking stupid. So she sees that she stabbed him, and she's like, "Oh no, I done a, I done a
Done a bad.
poopy. I done a bad poopy." And he's like, "Oh, by the way, you're a Palpatine." And she's like, "No," at some point in time
Yeah.
and during all of this.
I think that was before
Yeah,
the
that was
Leia phone
before
call.
the Leia
Oh.
phone call. She
No,
realized she's revealed she's a Palpatine.
I did remember that. I watched the JoJo's podcast of this,
Angry
and
Joe's?
he's yeah
Yeah,
angry.
it was a better two and a
He
half hours than the movie was.
he said that Anakin was conceived through the Force by
Yeah, yeah, I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that. So she's like, "Oh no, I made a new hole and nobody can fuck it because I don't have a force penis." So she heals him up, and he's like, "Oh no, I am healed," and he kind of just sits down and has a nap. Then
Yeah.
Rey steals his TIE fighter and fast travels back
That
to the.
yeah, he got a new type.
fast travels back to the place where Luke was, the island where Luke was on, the planet there he was on,
Yep.
and Finn, Poe, Chewie, and
Just left.
C-3PO fast travel back to the Rebel planet where Leia is
Yeah.
dead, and in the
Later
9 seconds this happened, I don't fucking.
it's like
The pacing
they
here is
there was
so fucking
there was
wrong.
her death is so stupid.
Her death is
It's
stupid.
just
Yes,
it's a crime. It's a crime.
she's
It's a
just like,
it's a
I don't want to live
dishonor.
anymore. Bleh.
It's a dishonor to Carrie Fisher's memory on her. Honestly, even though I don't know, was she even alive for this, or did they
She
CGI'd her
was.
into this
They
movie?
CGI'd her into this movie, which they said they
Really?
weren't going to do.
Um, she must be rolling in her grave.
So they get back, and it's an actual emotional moment in the movie.
Yeah.
Like Chewie roars, and everybody's sad, and they realize what happened.
Hmm.
And in the time it took them to fast travel back, I guess it was over the course of 30 seconds that all this took
Yeah.
place in actual movie time.
Yeah.
Because Kylo Ren is still on the Death Star wreckage, and he has a hallucination, or not a hallucination, but a vision of
Yeah.
Han Solo, who's like, "It's never too late to
It's a
go back home.
hallucination.
You're still a good boy. You didn't do nothing."
Yeah, you didn't do nothing
And
wrong.
it's like you can just not be Kylo Ren now. You can be Ben Solo, and he becomes Ben Solo. He turns to the light side,
Yeah.
and that's glossed over pretty quickly. I guess I get it. It does make sense. I just kind of wish it wasn't so poorly paced with everything else around it.
I can't believe. Did they CGI Harrison Ford in? I know he's still alive, but I can't believe.
No, no, he was definitely back.
I was like, oh my gosh. It's like, I don't know that he really even cared that much about the Star Wars character or Han Solo, because I think he was more like I remember Amy saying I'm sorry, my sister, that I shouldn't have said her name. She saw an interview with him where he said, someone asked if he'd ever play Han Solo again. He said no. And then they asked if he'd play Indiana Jones again. He said in a New York minute. But that's why I remember that, because of that saying, and I'd never heard that before. But maybe he doesn't care about Star Wars and he just wanted the money. But I would, and I don't know if they use the same guy that played Chewbacca, because they could just put anyone in that fursuit. The guy that voices 3CPO just see three. I can't. Anyway, I can never say his name right, but he said he always reprises the role. He won't doesn't want anyone else ever to do it, right?
I guess.
Yeah. Well, it good for him. Good for him. He's got something. He's holding on to something. But this movie is garbage, and it's a shame. And I can't believe this is a product that anyone would willingly put into the public.
So anyway, Rey arrives with the Tie Fighter on the island where Luke was, and she sets it on fire, and she's throwing bits of wood into the burning wreckage because reasons.
Yeah.
And she takes her lightsaber that Leia gave her. I guess it's Luke's old saber, which is Anakin's old saber, which was broken at the end of the last movie, but apparently Flex sealed back together somehow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
They
guess
used
Leia like force teleported her way into the space and picked up the pieces and reassembled the
well, she
crystal.
could survive. I would say she could survive leave or being out in the vacuum of space, so she could survive. I don't know how she died.
So she throws the lightsaber back into the fire, and Luke's Force Ghost catches it and is like, "What the hell are you doing with this? That's disrespectful."
Yep. And his force ghost does a bunch of shit.
I'm like, "You what, mate? Didn't you chuck the fucking lightsaber at the start of the last movie?" I guess that never happened.
Yep.
We were just pretending the last movie didn't happen, I guess, is what we're doing here with that
Which
lightsaber and
doesn't
everything.
I would say which doesn't make sense, because
Shh. Just go with it. Just go with it.
oh, what
Luke Luke died off screen on his way back to his home planet in between movies.
I have to go now. My planet needs me.
Ugh.
Exactly.
So he's like, we knew you were a Palpatine. Leia knew you were a Palpatine. Nobody knew she was a Palpatine. Don't even go there.
Just like Luke knew that Leia was his sister when he kissed her.
Yes.
When she kissed
And
him.
boy, he really knew when they banged too. So, so he's like, yeah, you're more than the what you come from, which is a good message. It gets points for that.
Yeah, too
Gets
bad the
points
rest
for
of
the
the movie
good
didn't
message.
kind of. Yeah.
But, oh god. So he's like, no, it doesn't matter where you're from. It matters what you do. And she's like, yay! And I can't get off this planet now because I've destroyed my only transportation. And he's like, no, there's another one. So he force raises his X-wing from the bottom of the ocean, and it's only got a little bit of seaweed on it. No big deal. A little bit of seaweed and black mold never hurt nobody. As they're flying through space in a container.
Yep. Always sleeping?
You can only sleep at night.
Sun setting.
You can only
Right
sleep
now.
at night.
Well, I'm not in bed yet anyway. I'm up in my.
So he's like, here's my space shap, and she's like, yay, and here's Leia's old lightsaber, and here's the prophecy of us
Oh yeah, and
CGI'd
suddenly,
to look way too young for this montage of her getting force training.
yeah, she got trained as a Jedi.
Yeah.
That wasn't brought up in the last movie at all.
I'm in bed.
I'm in bed. Are you in bed, kitten?
She a Jedi
Good
now.
morning.
She Jedi now.
Yeah. That explains her being able to force pull herself into a ship from deep space. Oh wait, that didn't happen because I'm
I guess at least it was explained.
Don't
maybe
you know?
kinda like in the most half-assed way ever imaginable.
Haven't you heard that the Force is female?
No, but I have heard that the bird is indeed the word.
Yes.
So she pulls the McMuffin out of Kylo Ren's burnt wreckage of a TIE fighter somehow and plugs that into the X-Wing because, all modern technology has forbidden Sith, has compatibility with forbidden Sith McMuffins
Yeah. Egg McMuffins.
because the plot needs them to, I
Yeah,
guess.
just cause reasons. Cause reasons.
Just because
I've got an
reasons.
issue with. I've got an issue with that. How does anyone know about the Sith?
Uh, That is a good question because at the start of the first movie, everybody's like, the Jedi are a myth.
Yeah.
And if they don't know about the Jedi, then they definitely don't know about the Sith, right?
Nobody should know about the Sith.
I mean, even in
No.
like the Phantom Menace and the prequels, the Sith were like, the Sith are gone.
Yeah.
But apparently,
Yeah, like
Sith technology has Bluetooth.
Yeah.
That was the
Long
Angry
time
Joe
ago now.
reason.
yeah.
Long time ago in
I
a
know.
galaxy far away, a bitch
Because
named Ray
Sith,
plugged her Bluetooth into the spaceship. Sorry. Go ahead.
the Sith have never been heard of in thousands of years, right?
Well, they don't
Even
wail.
even in the prequels, the Sith hadn't been seen from in thousands of years.
And everyone suddenly, you speak Sith?
No. Anakin knew Sith to program it. Well, he programmed C-3PO, but he didn't finish him. He built him, but he was incomplete, and then I don't know what happened to him because I didn't watch episode 3.
They
I mean,
wiped the droid's memories.
yeah.
Plot convenience. Oh God. And so,
Oh, we didn't finish up with the C3PO thing either. It's like
oh
they
yeah, he
erased
got his
his memory.
memories back because
Yeah, R2D2 had him
R2,
backed up,
yeah, R2 had him backed up. So he lost a night of binge drinking, essentially.
basically.
And now
Well, he was about to go out with Ray on her first mission. Was that the one they went on, or was that something from the previous?
I have no fucking clue at this point. None of it makes sense. Everything's made up. Nothing matters.
Yep, guess so.
So Rey is now on her way to Darth Anus's evil lair on in the middle of some force storm in the middle of some fucking nowhere place.
And she leads everyone there.
And she leads everyone there because they can track Luke's old X-Wing, which is neat. I will say it's neat. She looks stupid in the fucking helmet. I will disagree with a lot of people that said it was cool to see her put on the helmet. She looks stupid in it. Just saying.
Well, she's just stupid.
So she goes there, and the 12 members of the Resistance that are left go with her, follow her.
Yeah. Oh, and the Dothraki. Game
And the
of Thrones show up.
Dothraki, they bring the Dothraki from Game of
Mhm.
Thrones.
The ones that magically appeared after they all died.
God.
Because Star Wars.
So she gets there and she goes to see Emperor Palpatine, who's like, "You will be Empress Palpatine, but you must strike me down first." Don't stop.
Oh
Stop.
yeah, I'm your grandfather, and I didn't kill you. I wanted to turn you into the. I wanted to. I don't know. I killed your father. I killed my own son, who I obviously didn't care about. He doesn't even have a name. Doesn't matter. Never mind. Who are you? Shut up. I don't know you. Why are you in my house?
Pretty much, yeah.
I am senile old man. Ultimate power.
Also, also, Snoke was somehow a clone of him that he built and was controlling
Like a meat puppet.
remotely.
Yeah.
Ultimate power. Yeah.
So we learn that some woman had to hear him shout during climax, "Unlimited
Unlimited power.
power!"
That's it. Sorry, I got it wrong. But still. So he actually someone had to get touched by his penis at some point. And that woman
Really, other than Anakin.
what?
Other than Anakin.
Oh. But it's like that woman, assuming it's a woman, it could have been some alien thing, but I don't know whether to give her a medal or to like if I could find her if she was still alive, like hire an execution squad for allowing that thing to procreate. Because I can't believe that thing could procreate.
Trying to figure out the timeline of it, it would have had to have happened like during the prequels, right?
Yeah.
So
She's about
anyway,
Kylo Ren's age, right?
so he's got these 10, was it 10 million, 10,000?
I think it
Like
was 10 times. 10 million's a bit excessive.
Death Star capable star destroyers that are all somehow fully crewed, and he's got this huge cult of Sith loyalists
Yeah.
at his weird Sith triangle church Borg cube thing in wherever
Yeah.
the fuck
They
he
have their
is.
own they have their own with Kool-Aid and everything.
They make their own Kool-Aid.
Yay.
So all this shit's going down. Somehow Kylo Ren managed to fast travel back to a spacecraft,
Mhm.
and he shows
Um
up.
when did the Palpatine sucked Ray dry? He was all a trick. He wasn't actually going to make her empress or what?
We're getting to that, bun.
Yeah, I can't. It's getting fuzzy for me.
Yeah, yeah, it gets fuzzy because it's stupid.
Yeah.
So they're in the Sith baddie place, and
We haven't even gotten
Ben Solo, not Kylo Ren, is there.
Yeah. Also, we forgot about the space horses.
Well, we're not there yet.
Okay, then. Continue. I'm sorry.
Sheesh. So, while they're there, the three members of the Resistance that are still alive and the Dothraki Horde arrive, all via. I'm
Magic,
not
I guess.
entirely sure how they got there.
They all just climbed into one spaceship. That was like a clown car. The clown cars where you pack them all in, and there's 20 guys in this tiny car. They did that.
Okay,
Nice.
they just had the entire Dothraki Horde and their horses in the trunk,
Yeah. They had them in a pocket dimension.
Exactly.
a bag of holding.
Yeah.
So somehow they arrive, and the entire evil fleet has a single communication array.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, if we take down that array, something will something.
And then the guy inside is like, we gotta switch that array to our ship because they're going to go take it out.
And they're like, oh, we need to do a ground attack on that ship to destroy the array.
Yeah, the ground attack on the ship in space, or at least
So,
very high in the atmosphere of a planet. Was
so
it on a
here,
planet or was it actually in space?
so here's where somebody among us says, what did you say, Bun?
I said they're going to get out their light lances and get on their horses and charge and have a jousting match. And then they came out with a bunch of horses. Like I
They
said,
rode
a
their
bunch of horses.
space horses across the fucking
They get out of
this
they ride the horses right out of the ship onto
this
the other ship.
this star destroyer, and the people in the star destroyer are like, "Oh my God, Commander! They're riding their space horses across the deck of our ship. They're gonna come and destroy the array. Should we release the Sith troopers to battle them?" And he's like, "No, idiot. We're just gonna turn the ship like 45 degrees." And they all fall off into space and die. The end.
Except that would have been better.
Except that
That would have
doesn't
been a lot.
happen because, I guess, reasons.
What did I just? Oh shit.
So they're riding their horses.
Keep going.
This is by far
Keep going. This is how you get over the pain. You tell everyone
this
about where
hurts
Star
me.
Wars
Okay,
touched you. Show
this
them
part
where
these parts hurt me.
you show
They
them on the doll where Star Wars touched you, and we
Ah,
will make them pay.
I'm convinced I had a stroke and hallucinated the rest of this.
No, you didn't. Girl on the horse gets off a horse, and they're going to do the thing. And there's she shoots a bow and arrow into the air, and you take the rest. You say it. You say it. It
They're
happened.
approaching the communication array, and there's a TIE fighter that's bothering
I'm in
them.
bed, by the way.
So she pulls out her fucking bow and arrow after riding
Bow
her
and arrow.
space horse across the fucking Star Destroyer, and she shoots down a goddamn TIE fighter with her bow and arrow.
I wish we were
Let me know
making
it's
this up.
morning, if it's morning.
I'm still in bed. You go sleep, Ace?
Oh my god.
yeah, I gotta get up to my house.
This sounds like we made this up.
Oh my
I
god.
mean, this sounds like not even not even us. It sounds like a 13-year-old with a weird like Star Wars thing wrote a fan fiction
She
with
shoots
that
down a
crossed over with
fucking TIE fighter with a bow and arrow after
yeah.
riding her fucking space. Oh my god.
And
It's.
then the
Morning.
and then the White Walkers came and killed them all.
I don't know why nobody else has mentioned the bow and arrow. Nobody I've watched has mentioned the bow and arrow yet.
Oh, because they were probably too brain dead by the time that happened to even
I'm
realize how stupid that was.
I'm just hoping everybody everybody's like, no, that didn't happen. That couldn't have happened. Is it morning yet?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
morning. Good morning. Sorry, sorry, sorry.
S- I broke for a little bit at this point in the
I was
movie.
just at, I was laughing for the rest of the movie. Honestly, I was I mean, I was, wasn't I?
I became a sad, broken man at this point.
And I was just cackling
So
because
the
I'm like,
rest of the movie might be a bit of a blur.
yeah, I've emotionally divorced myself from Star Wars. I always liked the movies, but I was never like what we call a super Star Wars geek or anything. But I like the movies, and I don't like what Disney's done with them. But I'm like, I'm just along for the ride for the insanity and stupidity, and this doesn't get more insane or stupid than what they did here.
All right, so after she shoots down the TIE fighter with her bow and arrow,
Yeah,
they're like, however, can we defeat this ship that we're on, this Star Destroyer?
they should have used their
And
vaginas. That would have fixed everything.
they stop for a moment, and suddenly Finn looks up and points at the sky and says, "Look there!" And Sanak the Haghaug appears and throws the Chaos Emeralds at them, and they turn
Mhm.
into Super Finn and Super Lady that I don't remember, whose name I don't
That's her
remember.
name. I was convinced it was going to end up they're going to realize they were siblings, but they're going to make out first. But neither thing happened.
All right, the thing that was cut is the fact that she's Lando's daughter, which is why that scene at the end seemed so awkward. Okay, we're gonna that's ahead of us.
yeah.
So
That's farther.
Kylo Ben comes in, and the Knights of Ren appear. Now these guys have been super prevalent, and we know all their backstories, who they are, and what they can do because of these movies, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Sure.
And they kind of beat him up a little bit, but then
In the way.
Ray uses their force connection to drop him a lightsaber behind the back of his head somehow while she's still talking to Palpatode, who's just kind of sitting there jacking
Oh
it
yeah,
through
I
this whole
missed some of
thing.
this because I had to go to the bathroom, and I'm like, I muted myself and wore my headset to the bathroom because I wanted to hear it, but I didn't see a lot of the end. But it was like, yeah, I don't know, so I missed some of this.
So she force delivers the lightsaber to Kylo Ren, and he's
Yeah,
like,
so like
"Oh, the
she
Knights of
forced.
Ren ain't shit." Kills them all.
Yeah,
Like just
they were
he
like
just
his followers too, weren't they?
he just kills them all. I guess they were the Jedi students that joined with him when he left the temple.
Yeah. So he killed his basically his own disciples.
Pretty
It's
much,
like
yeah.
a lot of, yeah, people just like killing people that maybe don't deserve it because we don't know what situation they were in. They were probably afraid because Luke went fucking crazy and was going to kill his own nephew
Yeah,
because
right?
he was afraid of him. So I'm a scared. It's like
They just turn on because Luke killing bitches up in this motherfucker.
I am of the opinion that the Jedi are no better than the Sith. I think they're equal in their ways. Just it's like one embraces their evilness and the other denies it for bureaucracy and rules. But yeah,
So Kylo Ben jumps in a hole after killing the Knights of Ren, and he's like, "Ouch!"
yeah.
And Palpatine's like, "Unlimited power." And I don't know the pacing of the rest of this because the pacing in this movie's fucking ridiculous. But eventually, the rest of space, not the Resistance, shows up um,
It's like all their friends from all their adventures show up.
with Lando, who apparently just sent out a transmission of him lying naked on a bearskin rug because he put all of his points into charisma and
Uh
rolled
huh.
Bard.
Uh huh.
And he's like, "Ha, we need your help." And everybody's like, "We're coming, baby."
Oh God.
So they show up, and Ray's like, "Yay, they've shown up." And he's like, the Emperor's like, "I don't give a shit. I'm Palpatine, bitch." So he is. Was this before or after the suck?
I don't know. I think it was. It was before.
I'm
because
trying to recall when the suck occurs.
the suck happened after that, I think.
So he's like unlimited power and force lightnings the entire fleet.
Yeah.
And Ray's like, oh no, and then Kylo Ren shows up, or Kylo Ben shows up. He's Ben Solo now, I guess. I don't fucking know anymore.
He's Kylo Ren. I don't care. He's Kylo Ren. Just leave it at that.
So he shows up, and Palpatine like force sucks the both of them, and he's like, ooh, yummy. You're the magical force muffin lady guy because you're force
It's like
connected and you're the super force people.
your life force is like Viagra for him.
So he's like nom nom nom, and
I'm fully erect now.
and they're like, oh no, and he starts to regenerate, and he's all sithed up again, and so he grabs he grabs Ben. Hi, kitty. He grabs Ben and chucks him down the hole. After sucking him off, he throws him in his hole. God, this fucking movie.
Yep.
And then Rey gets back up because she's every Jedi, but that's like she drifts off into the stars and all the Jedi in the universe that have ever. The cat is swatting my TV screen. Okay.
We gotta get the cat that's
Okay.
inside of there out.
Like, oh my brain. So she communicates with every Jedi that ever was, and they're like, you can do it.
Yeah.
And she's like, I can do it. So she gets up and he's force lightning her, and once you start force lightning somebody, you can't stop no matter what. And she's blocking it with the one lightsaber, and then she sucks up the second lightsaber and walks up to him, and instead of stopping using his force lightning like you would assume a smart person would do when it starts cooking your face off, he's just like, nah, I'm gonna melt. So he wins because she struck him down?
That's why he wanted her to strike him down, I guess. Because then he could magically possess her power.
Like the Joes were like, no, she had to do it in a certain specific way.
Yeah.
Like she had to like cut counterclockwise from the left hand side. Oh my god, I gotta throw this cat. Do a pirouette.
Yeah. Damn it! What did I do? What did I shave on accident? I keep accidentally shaving
Parts of your house.
birch blocks. Yeah, parts of my house. And I heard it. Oh, there it is.
You're a schmuck. Stay off my Switch.
Did you give him a kiss after calling him a schmuck?
Maybe.
Maybe.
He may have also licked my nose. Oh my god. He peed on my bed.
He did?
Son of a bitch. It's cold too.
Oh, it's been there for a while.
God damn it. He's not gonna spot clean my fucking bed. Again.
Alright. Are we going to continue or are you going to spot clean your bed right now?
I guess we should continue since it's already cold. Cleaning it colder won't fucking matter.
Yeah. So, he sucks Ray dry.
So Ray, he melts himself on Ray's awesomeness.
Yeah. He's like,
and Ray is like, and after the fact, Ray is like, Blarg, I am the dead. And she falls over dead.
Just like Leia, I decided it's time for me to die now.
She's just like, I'm done.
I die when I decide to die.
So, and then Kylo comes out of Palpatine's hole. And he's like, no.
No.
Although he doesn't have any lines after the Death Star scene. At all.
Nope. But he's like, no.
And he walks over to her and he starts rubbing her belly and she comes back to life.
And they kiss. because
And then they kiss.
she's a Disney princess now, and she has to have a prince come rescue her. It's just has to be.
Yes.
It's like she's a strong, independent woman, but that don't need no man except when she needs a man.
And so they make out, and he's like, "Blarg, I am now the dad."
Yeah, because she's probably poisonous.
It's because she's venomous, not because of any force healing.
Yeah, she's venomous.
So they make out, and he's like, "Now I am the dead."
Are we sleeping? Sleeping. I'm in the bed.
God, this fucking movie.
I agree.
This fucking
Oof.
movie. Take it it's morning.
Yes, it is morning. Good morning.
So now
Yep.
he is the dead and she is the alive, and they all go back and they
Yep.
celebrate, and Butthole Eye Alien gives Chewbacca a medal.
Yeah, because he didn't get one in the first movie.
Why didn't he get one in the first movie?
I don't know.
Racism.
Yeah, spacism.
Spacism.
Space racism.
So the kiss between Kylo Ren and Rey, this is the thing for that. Like, Palpatine, or Darth Sidious, manipulated the Force to somehow immaculately conceive Anakin Skywalker, making him kind of Anakin Skywalker's father.
Kind of.
So that would make him and Kylo Ren and Rey cousins?
I don't know. Does Star Wars care about incest? I don't think they do.
I guess not. So that's a thing, and it's stupid.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now the next one will be where the scene they forgot to have in where they banged and she's pregnant.
She's
Dante.
pregnant.
Yeah.
From
Totally.
Palpatoad's Luigi board.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking she probably didn't bang Palpatoad, but Kylo Ren and she banged after he became Ben Solo, and
So,
that's why she can be a Skywalker because by proxy, she has had a Skywalker kind of inside of her.
oh god damn it.
Oh wait, that's the end of it too. By the way, I spoiled. We're spoiling anyway.
So, uh, they're all celebrating, and there's a really awkward scene between oh fuck, now I can't brain his name. I can think of the actor's name. Lando and his daughter,
Yeah.
which is super awkward because it's like he's trying to bang this girl, isn't he? But
It
no,
looked like it.
she's his daughter, and that's a thing that's talked about previously, but it was cut from the movie.
Yeah. Why
This
have
fucking
things in
movie.
that make sense when you can have fucking space horses?
Well,
Space
we couldn't have the plot make sense because we wanted to have her shoot down a TIE fighter with a bow and arrow.
Because reasons. Because sense.
Because reasons, I guess. God. All right. My brain hurts.
Was there something else we
So
were going to talk about tonight?
Ray, no.
Okay.
So Ray goes to Tatooine, to Luke's old farmhouse, which is somehow still standing and hasn't been ransacked by
Well, it's
Jawas.
hollowed out and there's no furniture or anything. They didn't want to bother with the
The electronics.
electronics because I don't know, they sensed Jedi magic on them and they thought they would get zapped.
It's not Jedi magic. It's Luke's old semen. Oh my bro. Oh god. So she's there, and some woman is in the middle of the fucking desert walk. Just happens to be walking by. Who the fuck are you? My name is Ray. What's your last name? And she stares off into the sun, and this old lady's like, this bitch is fucking insane. She's just staring at nothing for 20 minutes. And she finally
And
stops.
then
She finally stops and she answers Skywalker after Luke's and Leia's giant space Mufasa ghosts give her the nod.
yeah, we don't see Kylo Ren's Force Ghost because he doesn't matter
Oh
anymore.
yeah, him and Leia, their bodies just disappeared at the same time after all this.
Oh
After they
yeah,
both
yeah,
like finger
yeah.
bunnies
Because
died.
you know what, being a Jedi means there's no funeral expenses because your body disappears when you die.
Apparently, I thought the only
That's
Jedi whose body just disappeared when they died was like previous to this was Kenobi.
I believe.
yeah. I mean, like Yoda didn't disappear when he died. I think did he? I mean, or did he? Did he die? I mean, like
I don't
Luke
remember.
closed his eyes and did he like just evaporate from under the? I think that might just be the way it is. I mean, I think that might actually be accurate.
I don't remember, and I kind of don't care.
I think that your body is the force just takes your physical manifestation with it, and like turns it into atoms or something.
Sure, why not? I don't care.
Giving excuses to the movie to be
If that's
lazy.
the biggest plot hole in the movie, I'm happy.
Yeah, it is not.
It's not.
It is not. You
So many
wish.
fucking plot holes in this goddamn movie. Oh my god.
Yep.
Like the
Mm.
entire plot hole of what happened before the opening text crawl that somehow.
Mhm.
Anyway, just gonna digress and move on.
Yep. So Rey stole the Skywalker name and stole Luke's home
And she buries Luke and Leia's lightsabers in the sand with her
with their force powers.
force gravedigger power.
Yeah. And also, suddenly she has her own lightsaber.
And it's yellow, which offends
Yeah.
me because that's the color of a Jedi Guardian or Sentinel
Mhm.
from the Old Republic. She certainly does not deserve that in the
Oh, but
least.
she deserves everything because she's Rey. She's special.
She's
Yes.
Everybody
perfect.
loves Rey. Everybody loves Raymond. I don't know.
Everybody loves Rey. She is Tigritist.
I
Do
don't
you
like that song.
do you not love her?
Not
Nope.
really.
She
I
is
hate
super
her
special,
actually.
ultra awesome. Now she rides a space
She is.
motorcycle. Is she cool yet, guys?
Nope. She is the antithesis of everything good that ever happened in Star Wars. She didn't earn any of her power. She just magically has it. I mean, like, they're doing kind of the same thing. Like, Baby Yoda has a strong force, but I think that's part of his
It's because of his
characteristic of his
race, though.
species.
Like, yeah, his species.
Yeah. She's just special because she's special. And we're all jealous.
Totally. No, we're
We're,
sexist.
we're sexist and jealous. And racist against women.
We're sex racists.
Right?
No.
Rexist
Race
or
sexophobic.
rexist? Race sexophobic. I like to play the sexophobic. I mean, it's like saxophone. I don't actually.
The sexophone.
The saxophone.
Oh god, this fucking movie. Yeah, I'm sure we forgot something really stupid along the way to get where we are right now, but
Let's see.
holy shit, was this bad?
Yep.
I'm trying to think of anything especially stupid that we may have missed.
The fact that we
Oh,
watched
really?
this fucking movie?
No, that doesn't count. We knew what we were getting into.
No, we did not.
Oh, I knew what we were getting into.
No, we did not. No, you could not have known.
I knew about the space horses.
Did you know about the space bow and arrow shooting down the TIE fighter?
Well, no, I thought they were going to have a jousting match, but yeah, you can't always get them all
The
right.
only way if this could have been worse if she let out was if she let out a fucking Xena yell and threw a chakram and took out like
Yeah,
10 star destroyers with it.
yeah.
Just ping 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 ping.
Yeah. And then,
Yeah.
oh,
I'ma be right back.
oh, my eye.
Oh, this movie was so bad.
Yep.
Yes, it was. It was horrible.
Horrible.
It gave me ass cancer.
Like, I don't I don't know if I'm conveying it properly enough just how bad this fucking movie is. Because I don't think
No,
words can get the point across.
words are real.
The only way you could get this point across is if, you went to somebody who wanted to watch the movie and you just stapled their balls to their leg.
I don't know. That sounds like assault and doesn't involve telling them, "Hey, this movie is bad."
Be right bye.
All right.
Doing them a favor while they're in the hospital instead of watching the movie.
No, then they'll see it on Blu-ray later.
Like like everybody else has said, I'm sure there's shit we've missed.
hmm See, Baby Yoda wasn't in it. That's something.
Like I'm sure there's shit we've missed that other people will point out like later on, new more plot holes or more contrivances or
hmm
that shit.
We want to sleep.
I'm not sure if I can.
I don't know, but I'm wondering when Leia and Han had time to pump out a baby if she was training as a Jedi.
Oh, I'm in bed.
Probably had to. All right. Ace is Ace.
Ace
Are
is
you
out of the
around, Ace?
game.
Oh, he's out of the game. Okay.
He's
Good.
AFK.
All right, but like, was she so busy training to be a Jedi? And then she trained and she was like pretty much finished with her training, but then just decided to stop. Is that right? That was what they explained, right?
Oh, she decided to stop because she saw a vision that said her training would be the death of her son.
Ah, but her son died anyway. Show what? Spoilers?
No, just shh.
Just shush. Just shut up. Shut my fat mouth.
Yes.
All right.
And then open your skinny one.
Mm-mm. I don't have a skinny one. Just the fat one. Well, I kind of got my house done, I guess. You should come see it. It's stupid looking.
Oh, speaking of stupid.
Uh-huh. More about the movie?
Yeah, we watched that fucking movie.
Yeah, I know.
It's about as stupid as it gets.
Mm-hmm. Much hug.
Ugh, what a movie. What an absolute disaster of a movie.
Uh,
Like you said, you can't believe it. Somebody let that come out.
yeah. I can't believe they're not embarrassed of it. They're proud of this shit. Well, maybe not proud, but they thought they were gonna make money on this shit. Oh, tone deaf. Or I don't know what. But yeah. Not smart is what they are.
They
Definitely.
had to have known this was going to be a disaster.
Yeah, maybe, but why would they have released? Why would they have allowed it in the first place?
The world may never know.
Mm.
So yeah, this movie was.
It exists.
I
Welcome
was
back.
not prepared for it to be as stupid as it was.
I
And
was.
I was expecting
You.
real bad.
I did not get anything I didn't expect. I was not disappointed in the least. It was garbage. I knew it was going to be garbage. It was stupid beyond parallel, but I knew that was probably the case.
Yes.
I like I said, I knew it was going to be dumb. I just didn't know it was going to be as bad as it was.
I'm still waiting for the person who wrote the fan fiction to come out and sue Disney for stealing their huge money.
Hey, that's my script.
Mhm. some 13-year-old.
Except they cut out the part where Hercules comes in and
But anyway,
just leave that.
just
It was bad.
no,
Yes, bad.
bad and if you feel bad.
Like I know I say that, but it was just. I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting, but that wasn't it.
I can't believe anyone would have such a unbelievably perfect character. I mean, that's the thing is a character can't be perfect. Then everyone's gonna hate. I mean, that's the whole point. People know what a Mary Sue is. You shouldn't put Mary Sue's in your fiction. Um, it's like I can't believe that a professional studio is like pushing this so hard. It's like, well, they're pandering. I mean, that's what they're doing. But it's like even
Get down from there, asshole.
No, make me bitch.
You know you're not supposed to be up there, cat. Come on. God, I gotta trim my nails or I'm gonna be cutting your neck when I scruff you off of there.
But yeah, it's just it's such poor lazy right bad and lazy. It's bad writing. It's like this is a professional Disney. This is Disney. It's like unbelievable.
Well, that's not really that unbelievable. Disney's like kind of always been shitty and lazy.
Well, they didn't their animation, the movies. I mean, well, yeah, I guess it is. They always rely on existing properties instead of their own original idea. I mean, not always, but Disney, I
Like the
feel like
cinematography and the special effects were okay. The acting was fine.
uh, except for Ray, who has like she goes from dull to perturbed.
Is she
That's
dead
just
or
not
is that
her.
just her normal face? I can't tell. She still only got the one facial expression.
Yeah, even Kristen Stewart or whatever her name is has more than one now.
Yeah, now.
Yeah.
God. Well,
Come look at my house
at
and
least
tell me
from
how
at
stupid it is.
least from what I hear, the next train wreck we're gonna deal with isn't really a train wreck.
Yeah. Come look at my house. I demand it.
Reminds me, I kind of need to play those games too.
Mm,
Perhaps that's something to do after the Pokemans.
maybe.
I've had a shovel this whole time.
All right, come look at my house, please. I want you to see it.
I've had a shovel this whole time I've been mining, and I've been,
Digging gravel by hand.
yes,
All
and dirt.
right. So you're not going to come look at my house because you're underground.
I'm coming. You go. Hi, kitty. I love you too. I'm feeling very loved right now.
I'm getting kind of tired.
Yeah, we should probably wrap up at some point in time.
Yeah. Come look at my house.
Hi. Did a skeleton just fall into my tunnel? Yes, he did. I'll be there in a sec, bud.
All right.
I have to murder a bony prick. While I shout, unlimited power!
Yes.
Uh, so so much wrong with that movie. It's really hard to.
Yeah.
Hard to wrap your brain around it all.
Yeah.
But everyone loves Ray
Yeah.
and her super duper forcey powers.
Yep. Dookie dookie.
Hungry coffee.
While we ride our space horses into the space battle
Yep. Into the
against
space sunset.
spaceships with our space bow and arrow.
And with our magical space Dothraki. And pull them out of our pocket dimension.
Kinky.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Silk touch.
Also, your touch.
So this movie has pretty good reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, but
How many
apparently
people?
only 10,000 people have seen the movie. Hmm. Hmm. Does that seem off to anybody else?
Maybe.
Not at all.
And clearly there's nothing shady going on here.
Oh, it's getting dark.
There's no
I say,
shenanigans.
if you're already on your way over, I have a spare bed.
I'm about to pop into bed
Oh, okay. Guess I'll go get into bed too.
when night falls, when the cat is
It is
kissed.
fallen.
I'm
Night
in
has
bed.
fallen. I am in bed.
Are you snuggling up to me to make
It's
up for
up.
peeing in my bed?
Yep, he's gonna use his kitty.
Okay, I'm gonna come over. We're gonna look at Bunny's house, and then it's gonna be wrap up time.
Yep.
Yeah.
We all sound dead inside from talking about this shitty fucking movie.
Yeah, it's kind of tuckered me out. I
Yeah,
mean, I was out walking around and looking at Christmas lights before we streamed, but this is what tired me out.
fucking Mandalorian's good though.
Yes.
But I feel like Disney has like kind of just been like, you can do whatever you want with that, and just let them, like, people actually do good. But with the movies, they're like, no, the movies are too
The movies are
important.
sacred. They have to be awful.
Yep.
That's a hoose.
Yep. Yeah. You see me?
Little cat. He's climbing my curtains now.
Oh, I'm looking right at you.
Hooray! I see you.
Uh-huh. All right. I haven't got the inside really furnished yet.
You've got a bunch of dogs and something going. Tweet.
Yeah. My parakeet found me from the jungle. Like, I think he flew away from me, so I left him, and I think he was like spent all that time trying to get back to me. This is my storage area. It needs organized.
Well, at least you didn't build the whole thing out of crafting tables.
I did a bunch of them though. I was going to do some major decorative work with, but
And that's
Alrighty.
what do you think?
I like it.
Is it a box? Do you think it's just a box? Uncreative?
It's a slanty box.
You don't like it?
I'll
Well,
slant
too
your
bad.
box.
Too bad if you don't like it.
I'm gonna figure out a way to do this. Hopefully
Do
without
what?
destroying your crops. Nothing. Nothing at all.
Go ahead and try.
Whereabouts?
Right.
Cheatsy noodle.
That's
Hey.
cheating, and you could have used that melon. I'm gonna
Hey.
go into my sunroom.
Wait, how are you supposed to get up here?
There's a ladder.
Oh. I
Hello,
thought you just used
Ace.
the melon.
Nope.
Alrighty, everybody out. We're wrapping up for the night. Good night,
Hey, this is my
everybody.
house. I kick you all out. All right. Good night, everybody.
We shall see you in the next one, hopefully
Yes.
with much better
Much better fodder for us to talk about.
news. Well, I don't know. It's fun to talk about just how fuck awful it was.
That was amazingly awful. It was.
Good night,
They couldn't have
everybody.
done worse if they'd actively tried, unless they did actively try to do bad.
Maybe. Maybe.
Ray has no business calling herself